Welcome back to another video from the Debate Room podcast. This is going to be our reactions to game twos of the second round of the playoffs. Today is Thursday. So today the Celtics and Cavs played, and then um, the Thunder and the Mavs played. So we're going to be breaking down both of those games and what we saw. But before we even get started, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and like the video, subscribe and share the video, and go check out some of our older videos. Follow us on our social media accounts at the top. We're gonna start off with this Thunder and Mavs game, man. This was an entertaining game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was back and forth, basically all until like the last 2 minutes or so. Then it was kind of clear that the Mavericks was gonna pull out this
Pause.
game. Okay, I guess I need to pause. But we're gonna start with the Thunder and Mavericks.
You just said
Part of
pull out.
this.
You just said pull out and pause for a little bit.
Okay. So as you know, you're the Thunder fan on the podcast. So I want to ask you your thoughts on the game, some adjustments you may want to see, and just your overall confidence for the series. You being a Thunder fan after you going to game two, going to Dallas, being up 1-1. I know obviously it'll be ideal to be up 2-0 right now, but from the gist of what I've been getting from you when we talking about the series, you should be pretty satisfied, splitting so far. So, what's your take on that?
I think splitting is expectation. That's fine. I think with how that league is nowadays, I think a series like the Cavs and Magic series, where the home team always wins, is rare. I think you get good teams are good teams, and home court advantage matters a lot. But I think good teams are going to win, regardless of where the game's at. I think home court advantage does help, but I think whatever the away team is going to win eventually. This one hurt. This one hurt a lot. Especially just we were in that game without Chet and Jalen Williams having insane games. And Kyrie was, I don't know, he had with like 11.
Yeah, he wasn't great. He wasn't great from a scoring
He was,
perspective.
yes, but his impact was so big on his play creation. Just him being in the game was huge. But like we got beat by guys like Tim Hardaway Jr., PJ Washington had almost 30. Like that's tough. Luca had a great first half, but did not have an insane second half. He was obviously dealing with his injuries. I know he tweaked his ankle, whatever. His knee's been hurting him. His face, he got popped in the first part of the game, and that kind of bugged him later. That was a winnable game, and the Mavs role players stepped up. Luckily, our role players stepped up too. No one in specifically, but Isaiah Joe hit some shots. Aaron Wiggins played really good in the minutes he got. Second going to the second half, obviously they benched Josh Giddey to start Aaron Wiggins, and he was a good spark for us. That one hurt though. That one's tough. We got the opportunities we wanted in the second half. We really got a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of hustle in that second half. We just could not make shots. Whatever, down the stretch, it was like under 4 minutes. I think we were like 1 for 11 at one point. Missing a lot of threes, missing a lot of layups, just getting these second opportunities, but not being able to capitalize was really tough. And especially when they come down the other end of the court and Kyrie would just ISO and kick it out to the corner and it'd be a three or something. So that one hurts. That one we could have won for sure. But again, like I think if we're up 2-0 going to Dallas, I'm cocky because I think we're winning the 5. But like I said, I think in the last episode, 1-1 kind of just keeps me thinking that it's going to go 6 or 7. I definitely have confidence we can steal one, and then get back in game 5. So not too down on it. That one hurt though. Like I do wish obviously you can come out with that one, especially with how Kyrie and Luca did not play up to their standards for what they've been doing this series. And maybe again, it'd be great. I don't know if it's going to be a trend, but maybe just defensively we're able to do stuff. But I really just do think it's been bad shooting nights for both of them. Luca in game 1, Kyrie maybe in game 2. But yeah, going forward, I think injury wise, everybody's kind of just I don't know. Daniel Gafford tweaked his hand. I know. Luca's obviously been going through what he's been going through. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. I think both guys are fine. It'll just be injuries they're battling through the whole series. But yeah, Chet just got to make some more shots. Jalen Williams was not efficient at all tonight. Had big plays, but just was not shooting the ball really well. But again, those guys are helping out in other aspects of the game. So some good things to take away from. I'm just curious to see how we handle adversity now. It's our first loss to the playoffs. Obviously, we lost a playing game last year or whatever. But this is like our first actual loss to the playoffs, and it's a home loss. So I'm very curious to see how we handle Game 3.
Mark Daigneault is a great coach. He was the coach of the year, rightfully so. He cannot continue to play Josh Giddey in this series. He is terrible in the playoffs. In the playoff scheme, he cannot. In a playoff setting, he cannot play basketball. I'm sorry. Watching him tonight, it made me think of that graphic when he got drafted. Like all his weaknesses was basically playing basketball. Like genuinely, Josh Giddey is not good at anything besides rebounding and passing. And you cannot stay on the floor in the playoffs or even in the season just being a good passer and a good rebounder. It's ridiculous. He needs to lean more into Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Jalen Williams lineups. Like the lineup he had with Jalen Williams and Chet, had J-Dub, Jalen Williams at the 4, Chet at the 5. That was a pretty good lineup because it allows Chet to roam. Defensively, you can have Jalen Williams on their biggest player because, again, the Mavericks don't have like any type of crazy size advantage. So you can put Jalen Williams on Derek Lively or Darren Gafford and have Chet roaming. That helps your defense. He just doesn't need to play him. He's been terrible this series. He's been terrible this entire playoffs. He needs to stop playing him. He's going to have to like make a tough decision. I know he's been starting the entire year, but his minutes are effectively losing games. Like once he went to the bench, you guys really made a push to come back in the game. The biggest thing in this entire series is you guys have been allowing the Maverick shooters to take open shots and forcing them to hit them. You guys have been giving a lot of attention to Luka and Kyrie. You're playing a lot of help side defense, really playing strong help side defense, and making PJ Washington, making Tim Hardaway Jr., making Derek Lively. I'm not Derek Lively, Derek Jones Jr., Josh Green, making all those guys hit shots. And tonight they hit them. They shot 48.9% from 3 as a team, which is
I don't think
really good. I don't know if that happens again. It may. But yeah, I don't expect PJ Washington to drop 30 points and knock down 7 threes again. I don't expect Tim Hardaway Jr. to come and play like he did tonight because he hasn't been too good in his playoffs. Josh,
even in Game 1, Derek Jones
he wasn't good.
He could shoot though, but Derek Jones Jr. was shoot the 3. So
yeah, Josh Green was good tonight in his minutes as well. Ultimately, you're gonna have to take all of Giddey's minutes away, give them to Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins, and Jalen Williams. Gordon Hayward doesn't need to stay floor anymore in this series. Casey Wallace was great tonight. He needs to play more. He's been great the entire playoffs. He needs to like tighten up, bro. I know this is his first time being in the playoffs as a head coach. Like you have to be running like a 7-8 man rotation. Gordon Hayward, Josh Giddey shouldn't be seeing the floor on a 99 basis. The bench players probably should be Jalen Williams, Isaiah Joe, and Casey Wallace. And run an 8 man rotation. It gives you a lot of shooting, gives you a lot of defense, and that's going to be the best bet in this series. You can't have a player where they're just sagging off them the whole entire offensive play. And then they weren't attacking Luka as much as they were in Game 1 tonight, which was a thing. Kyrie also played amazing defense. I want to shout out to him because these first 2 games of the series, he's been struggling offensively. He's been struggling offensively, but tonight he was like 2 for 9 or 3 for 9 or something like that. But his playmaking was amazing. He had 11 assists tonight. And his defense, he had a big stop on Shea down the stretch of that game. He's been diving those balls. No digging. I guess I gotta say that for everything now. He's I don't know. You whatever. You was reaching earlier.
He's not talking at random times, and that's why you kind of gotta finish your sentences so it doesn't sound weird. Kyrie's been locking up all playoffs. Like against the Clippers. I'm like, this might be like the most defensive effort I've ever seen Kyrie put in. Like, I never think of Kyrie as a defensive stopper, but some of these plays, like, he's clamping up Harden, he's clamping up PG, he's clamping up Shea. And like, to be honest, I think it's all just like a mental thing. Like, he's the one, he was talking about it on the one interview I saw, like after the Clipper series. He's like the oldest guy in the playoffs now or something. He might be like the oldest player in the playoffs. And so obviously for his team, he's like the oldest player on his team. Maybe the Morris brothers are older. I don't know. But like he's got to set the standard. You know what I mean? He's been here before. A lot of the other guys on that Dallas team have not been in the playoffs before this far. So by him setting this like defensive intensity, like this is what you got to do to win games. Like I think that's got to inspire all the younger guys to be like, all right, I got to dive for loose balls. I got to put in 100% defensive effort on like a night-to-night basis. Go for loose balls, get rebounds, everything.
Yeah, Shea was great tonight. You're gonna need J-Dub to be better when it really matters. He got it going down the stretch a little bit, but through the thick of this game, he wasn't great. Down the stretch of the game, they weren't great. Chet wasn't great at all offensively tonight, but defensively, he obviously did his thing.
We didn't shoot great from
Dort
three
was
too.
Dort wasn't great offensively tonight. We obviously know he's going to do defensively and cause the havoc he is, but just need your guys to be better. The role players off the bench were pretty good tonight. It ultimately is going to come up to adjustments. They're going to have to probably try some different offensively. If the Mavs are going to be able to knock down threes like they did tonight, then you guys are going to be in trouble because that's what Luka's going to be able to do. The gravity he has, his playmaking. He made a lot of crazy passes tonight. Cross-court passes through double teams, through traps. He was amazing tonight, playmaking. So I don't think this is going to be a theme of the series. Like obviously PJ Washington's not going to give you 29 tonight. Obviously, Tim Hardaway Jr. is not going to shoot like this every night, and Josh Green's not going to shoot like this every night. They're not going to shoot 48% from three. So you take this lump. You have to feel not satisfied, but you at least you're not down to like you got the first game, which is most important. That's not defending home court. No, you didn't defend home court. They still won game. So I think if you're both teams right now, you're probably feeling in a pretty good place.
Indifferent.
Yep, indifferent. So the series, the series starts when one team wins a game on the road. So the series is officially started now.
Yeah, I think again, like I said, I think if you're in a situation like if you're Denver, I'm nervous because I lost both home games, but it's like a 1-1 split. It's kind of, I'm not gonna say it's standard, but it happens.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it was for that game. I'm really excited to see this series. I think it's gonna be an amazing series. It's definitely gonna be the title of this video. But we can move on to the Cavs and Celtics. My Cavs, man, pulled out a win. Now I don't think we win in the series, but we got to show some fight. You got to show some fight. I kind of want to talk more about the Celtics. To be honest, like we've seen a number of these games in the playoffs, basically two, where they just drop the ball. They just drop the ball. They get blew up by 30, like blew up by 20. It's ridiculous. They have these times where they just have these embarrassing losses. They just look lackadaisical.
There you go.
Yeah, I got it. Out there on the court, but listen, bro, the Celtics are not going to be able to have these games like this against actually great teams. I think like when they get to the finals, which is I think they're going to be a shoe-in for the finals. They're not going to be having games where they just take their foot off the gas.
You think New York's?
No, they're too beat up. They're too beat up. No, they're too beat up. This is probably going to be. They're probably going to be a 6, maybe 7 game series. They're going to be they're not. Nah. I forgot. So yeah, I don't think that the Celtics can afford for Jason Tatum to be playing this bad. He's playing terrible offensively for the most part. Now his playmaking has been pretty good. His rebound has been pretty good. His defense has been elite. But against the better teams in the league, like not these mediocre to good Eastern Conference teams, you're gonna need them to elevate. They're not gonna win the championship unless Jason Tatum is playing like a tier 1, top 5, top 7 player on his team because the teams in the West are just much better. Now this Celtics team is loaded, but you still need Jason Tatum to perform like a tier 1, top 5 player in the playoffs. If they don't do that, they're not going to win a championship. It's going to be one of the biggest disappointments in NBA history because of how great the Celtics team is. Also, like to highlight, it's important for the Cavaliers' future that Evan Mobley does more of what he did tonight. They need him to take a step offensively to maximize his team's ceiling. He had like 21 points, like 9 and 10 rebounds. He was great defensively. He's been great defensively this entire playoffs. He's been one of the best defenders in this entire playoffs. We know what Evan Mobley is defensively. We know what he is defensively. The Cavaliers need him to take a step offensively. They need to give him he needs to get some type of post game where it's not just him taking advantage of mismatches. He needs to get a consistent 16-foot jumper, maybe a 3-ball. He already shows some signs of being a connected piece, passing the ball and being able to put the ball on the floor in transition. So he has shown some flashes of an offensive game. They need that to be a consistent thing. He needs to be a 20 and 10 guy on a night-to-night basis for the Cavs to take this next step. For the Cavs to take a next step. They're not going to win the series, but they need to fight in this series, and they need to build off this series, and they need to see where they need to improve over the series. And I think Evan Mobley needs to transition to the 5. Two big lineups not gonna work. Like at all. Offensively, it's not gonna work. So they need Evan Mobley to take a step offensively. They need him to put on some weight so he can be able to take a 5. He's the future of the team. He was a top 3 pick. You need him to continue to grow. Like for me, it seems like at moments, I feel like he's plateaued. Like it seems like to me, he's been the same player since year 1. An elite defensive player. He got better in year 2 defensively, as far as instincts, as far as discipline. But offensively, his game just leaves him much desires. Like he have a night like this, 21 points on great efficiency. The next night it'll be 7 points, and 4 rebounds. It's like his game is not consistent at all. So that was my takeaway from the game. To be honest, Donovan Mitchell was great. We might have that star bench cut might have looked crazy because he's been playing. Playoff defense is back, bro. He's back, bro.
Yeah,
let us see it.
That's what we're talking about. In the last episode, I talked and said, or in our predictions episode, I talked about I think Cleveland could win in 5. Or sorry, Boston could win in 5. I want to push 6 because I'll give D Mitch a game, but I think guaranteed Boston will always lose himself a game in a series. We saw that with Miami. When we see that now, he shot 20% from 3, I believe. I think it was 8 for 35. Let me make sure. Yeah, they shot 22.9% from so 23% from 3. Not good. And while Tatum scored the basketball, obviously it wasn't efficiently. You had Drew Holiday with 4. You had Derek White with 10 after he put up a 20 ball last night. Last game, sorry. That just can't happen. Without Kristaps Porzingis, too much of that role is laid on everybody else. As far as scoring the basketball, Al Horford should not be relied on to be a scorer anymore. And as far as your other bigs, I don't think you're going to rely on Xavier Tillman. You're not going to rely on Luke Cornett, and you're not going to rely on a guy like Sam Howell to actually go out and get you more buckets. Kristaps Porzingis is your scoring big. Without him there, you need your guards or Jason Tatum to score more, and that just didn't happen. And put up buckets just not efficiently at all. So the Cavs, I think every Cavs starter was in double figures. Shot the ball well. We're very efficient, but I still don't think, like you said, sorry, I still don't think it necessarily means that they're going to win the series.
Or not, definitely not.
At best,
I have no hope.
I'm saying at best. I think they can push it to 6 though. I think it means
for sure. Yeah, they can.
So, I should have said 6 in my prediction, but I didn't. So I think they split it 1-1, and then you go back, and I think Boston can win whatever next 2. But I don't know. I think this is big, maybe for Donovan Mitchell. Looking forward, I keep seeing on my timeline when I go onto Twitter a little bit, stuff about Donovan Mitchell wanting to go to Miami or Donovan Mitchell thinking he should trade out, whatever. It's all just rumors at this point in time. But I think pushing a team like Boston to 6 right now, whether they have Porzingis or not, might put something in his head that this team is closer to competing than other people might think or other situations might be.
It's not.
Just saying, if you can push him to 6, you can push him to 7. I think you can get it in your head. If DG can step up next time, and it's a lot of ifs, but if DG can step up, if you can get a trade for, if you want to put Mobley at the 5, cool. Who can you trade for Jared Allen? LeVert was great off the bench tonight. 21 points. Was shooting the ball very well. So that's huge if you can get that moving forward. It's just the Cavs are so inconsistent. You're not getting the same DG every game. You're not getting the same Evan Mobley every game. You're definitely not getting the same Karis LeVert every game. Max Strus, like a lot of these guys are not consistent. And it's not like Boston always is, because I'd say Boston does have a lot of inconsistencies, but someone always steps up, and you just don't see that with Cleveland. So going forward, obviously you can build off this, but I don't think you'll have another night where Boston's really shooting 23% from 3. So you really got to lock in and focus on the little things, because I think it'll be I don't think it'll be this big of a blowout for Cleveland the rest of the series.
Nah, I think they have a chance to compete a little bit. Probably get another game at home. I expect this maybe go 6, but again, they just don't have the personnel. Like the bench depth is terrible. Karis LeVert did his thing tonight. I'm so tired of Jordan Yang minutes. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm so tired of seeing about Jordan Yang. Like, he is not a good basketball player at all.
Yeah, I never liked him. I don't
know why he's even on this roster, to be honest. I don't know why we signed him. He's supposed to be a shooter. He sucks.
Never liked him in Philly.
Marcus Morris minutes is nuts. Tristan Thompson is backup center right now with Jared Allen out. It's crazy. But they're just fighting. D Mitch he has a dog mentality right now. He don't care how many shots he got to take. He's doing it efficiently, but he don't even care about the efficiency. I can tell he's just getting downhill.
Shooting 5 for 7 from
Huh?
3, that was crazy. He shot 5 for 7 from 3. That's great.
The game before that though, he was shot like 2 for 10. So it's like he just letting it. He's he's letting it go. So I think I like what I'm seeing for him. Playoff defense is back. The narrative is back. He's he struggled over the last 2 seasons. So ultimately, I do think he's going to leave because he hasn't signed an extension yet. And I'll enjoy his time as a Cavs. I can't blame him because it's just the front office hasn't built a great roster around him, to be honest. So I'm not really mad at him if he wants to leave out. And hopefully we can
he's a free agent this summer?
At least, huh?
He's a free agent this summer.
Huh? No, he's a free agent next summer. But if he doesn't sign an extension, we got to trade him. Hopefully we can break even. We gave up a lot of picks for him. Hope we can break even on that thing, and then maybe get a wing of the future, get a young player to help this team because we have ways to go, and I think they went in too early, getting D-Mitch, went in a little bit too early. Should let the team stay on their current trajectory.
I don't know.
I know D-Mitch kind of his timeline. He's so young.
Yeah, I think they hope
I don't like to fit with him and Garland.
I think they thought Mobley would actually take that offensive step after the defensive step after year 2. Thought they'd take the offensive step. Thought that DC would play consistently, and they just didn't pan out that way. Especially with the Jared Allen move for that defensive front court to pair with the offensive backcourt. I don't know. And then you make the move like Karis LeVert. You think you're getting a great score off the bench. I don't know. I think it made sense on paper. I thought when Cleveland made their little push without Donovan Mitchell, I thought it was okay, this team's nowhere near contenders, but this team has tons of promise, and they still do. But I thought they were a year or 2 away from taking that next step. But what teams besides Miami and New York do you really see Donovan Mitchell looking at?
Miami, New York, Orlando. I was talking about that with somebody today in the Discord. Orlando would be looking nice.
Do you think a team like Orlando really rolls the dice and trades for him though?
I mean, they need an influx of offense talent, an influx of shooting, and
I'm saying
how good Paolo is right now, and he's continuing to get better. I wouldn't doubt it.
What are the odds? What are the odds though that he leaves? I'm saying, what team is going to trade for him, knowing that he could still not sign with them?
Whatever team he goes to, he's going to sign an extension. I think it's probably Miami. He wants to be Miami or New York, so they'll probably get him and he'll sign an extension. So I doubt New York now, though. I don't know.
Yeah, fit is weird. Fit's weird, New York. I don't know. To be honest, no, that wouldn't work. I don't know. There could be some other spots.
A lot of teams can use Donovan Mitchell, but we'll talk about more in the offseason. That was our
D-Mitch in OKC.
That would be nice. That would be nice. He can fit there.
Would you say Giddey? Would you take Giddey for D-Mitch?
Anyways, we can reroute him to 13. Maybe Utah like him or something like that.
Crazy. He would not sign Utah. I think Miami is just the match made, but what Miami doesn't have to give anything up.
No, I mean
they're not going to give him Tyler Hero.
They would. I mean, I just don't think Hero could look fit in Cleveland. JB runs a heavy pick and roll system, which is what Hero is good at, pick and rolls and dribble handoffs.
You have to throw him though. You don't have to put Hero in the deal because it'll say, "All right."
Yeah, you definitely do.
No, I think it'll be we'll wait till the summer. We'll wait till the summer. It'll be fine.
No, they're gonna do that. They're gonna because if they're not gonna mess around and not get Donovan Mitchell just because they didn't want to give up Hero, they're not gonna do that, bro.
I don't know
because it'll probably be Hero Jovic. It would probably be Hero Jovic and 3 first round picks, something like that.
Jimmy might be gone. And
the crazy thing is, bro, when I look at this team, the perfect person to play the 4 with Mobley at the 5 is Lauri Markkanen, and it's so crazy that if he was on the team, they'd be so much better right now. Obviously, he wouldn't have broke out like that on Cleveland. But just thought of Lauri Markkanen on this team would be nuts.
Trade him.
Yeah, man,
trade. I don't know. Trade something. I mean, you can get it for cheap from Utah.
He don't want to go back to D-Mitch. Don't want to go back to Utah, bro.
No. I'm not saying D-Mitch. I'm saying could you somehow get no first round picks for Lauri?
Ainge wants 3-4 first round picks for him. He's nuts. Oh, 4 or 5 actually.
Do a 3-team trade.
Right. We can get back Lauri. That'd be nice.
Cleveland, Miami, Utah.
That was our reaction to the game 2s from the second round. Thank you guys for watching and like the video. Follow us on social media tops at the account. I mean, at the top of the account. Accounts at the top. We just want to do a quick little recap of the game too. Probably gonna try to get this out tonight. It's 11:45 right now. Won't get a lot of views, but we'll see. Thank you guys for tuning in and subscribing to the channel. We love y'all, and we are out.